Last time on our cross-country Mongolian road trip, Andrew milked a horse.
This is tough work, man.
And I got a buzz off horse milk.
Why don't we drink that in Minnesota, guys?
Today we're heading south to the big city, Mongolia's capital, Ulaanbaatar.
Driving in this city is no joke. Traffic here is heavier than it is anywhere else in the country. Oh boy, I'm so sorry.
Are we gonna be able to survive this? You were doing a lot better off-road.
Nearly half of this country's population lives in this one city. And here is where you'll find Mongolia's biggest annual festival, NOODLES.
What is this sound that I'm hearing? There's like moaning, yelling.
This isn't like your standard horse race in the West.
Swear to God, I saw a 5-year-old on a horse.
A festival filled with events and traditional Mongolian food.
I've seen no country embrace this tradition more than Mongolia. That being said, I have a tradition of eating yummy food.
Today, Andrew and I are on a mission to meet the food vendors, feeding crowds of thousands.
What can Andrew and I do to help?
Oh God.
And to try out this country's most unique street food for ourselves.
So remember when we were cooking the buttock, we were putting all the stones inside of an animal? Well, now we're doing the steel version of that. The only issue is it could blow up. This seems like a bad idea.
And it all starts here at the horse track.
I gotta admit, I'm not that comfortable around horses, funny.
They're so chill.
Whoa, big animal.
God, don't kick me. Oh, I'm so scared of being kicked by a horse.
Yeah.
That could be life-ending. Andrew, welcome to NOODLES Festival.
Bro, what is this? Like some kind of Mongolian rodeo?
That's exactly what it is.
Without horses, there may be no Mongolia today, at least not how we know it. Historically, Mongolian horses were key to overtaking half the world in centuries past. Now, in present day, through horse racing, riders can show off their skills and the skills of their children. Children between the ages of 5 and 13.
It is wild. People of all ages are horse racing. Right here. This kid cannot be older than 5. Oh my God.
He's 11?
That's still pretty young.
This isn't like your standard horse race in the West. There's no circle. They just send the horses a good 25 kilometers that way.
So you don't get to see most of the race. This is the finish line. Soon we're going to see the end. I think that's why everyone's piling up here. Meanwhile, the best part of this event, Andrew?
Yes.
The food. This is NOODLES food, and there's people running businesses just completely around feeding the people who come to this event.
Meet Utsi, owner of this here yurt, housing a kitchen that will soon feed thousands. Right now, he's making TSUIVAN. It's breakfast, it's filling, and it's the ultimate comfort food, at least for folks here. First, the noodles are made by hand. Knead the dough, roll it flat, then finally cut it into long, thin strips. Seeing as any vegans here would likely be exiled, we move next to the meat. Sliced and diced mutton. Toss in that sheep fat, add onions, some salt, cabbage, and carrots. Water is added, then the noodles descend into the pot. Steam until it's all cooked through.
I've got to be honest, I saw one kid rip his helmet off and whip his horse with it.
Gentlemen, this is so fantastic to be here. And this place is wild. You're probably used to it. How old were you when you first learned how to ride a horse?
Maybe 4 or 5. Riding the horse is like learning how to walk for Mongolians.
Is that safe?
It's not safe actually.
Honest.
Joining our meal once again, Iba.
Right in front of us, an incredible meal. Andrew, this is the first breakfast we've had that isn't just a bunch of dairy options.
Dude, thank God.
We can actually have this dish with milk tea.
Well, on the side?
No. We pour milk tea on top of this dish. In a bowl.
This is so tasty.
It's so tasty. I mean, look, I love milk. I love milk tea. It's nice to just have some fried noodles here. Let's try it out. I've had mutton in a lot of dishes, but not really a noodle dish. It is gamey, but I like it. There needs to be a different word for like good gamey and bad gamey. Because we had that horse. I mean, that was like next level gamey.
Dude, I think that's like the definition of gamey.
Wow.
How are you just sucking that down like that?
This does not compare to that.
No. The horse was borderline unedible. This is really good. I like this sort of chopstick-friendly noodle size.
Noodles are super chewy. Simple, straightforward flavors. The vegetables are imperceptible. You see them, but you don't really experience them.
It's just to trick you into thinking that Mongolians eat some vegetables.
Do you eat vegetables?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Which ones?
All.
This is a festival that happens every year.
Every year in July 11th till July 13th.
Being a food vendor here is one way to make some serious cash in a short amount of time. At least, that's the hope.
How long have you been coming to the Nodam Festival to cook?
First time.
What is your first time?
First time.
Today, Uzi will be luring in patrons with a classic, KHORKHOG. It's not just a recipe for tender mutton, it's a potential recipe
Have you ever seen it explode?
for disaster. It's also the dish I'll be helping Uzi make.
How much KHORKHOG do you expect to sell over the entire festival?
30 KHORKHOG, which means 30 sheep.
It's a whole extended family. So what can Andrew and I do to help?
You can either help with the sheep or with the cooking.
Well, Andrew, help with the sheep sounds a little bit ambiguous, but I get to choose. I like to cook. Well, I like to watch people cook. I think I'm gonna go with that.
I keep getting the crappy task. Everything I've done with animals is disastrous. Oh my God, I can't believe this is working. Oh, it didn't really work.
What could the disaster possibly be? There's a meal made out of sheep, and you're gonna help with the, oh. Yeah, that's what they mean. Well, good luck helping the sheep.
Shit, Jesus Christ. I really thought there'd be more people, to be honest. I didn't realize it was just gonna be me and this dude. Right now we're trying to position the animal. It seems relatively calm.
When dispatching the animal, no blood is spilled. This is a method I've not witnessed anywhere else around the world.
So what he's doing now is he's just picked up some grass right from the ground and he's placing it on the sheep's chest where he's gonna make the incision. He's just said, I'm sorry, I just meant to cut the grass. We're gonna make an incision right in his chest. Oh God. Now, if you can believe it, he's just gonna punch his hand right through the chest and he's gonna break that artery with his fingers. Oh. As brutal as that looks, I've got to admit that was relatively quick, relatively painless. The animal didn't struggle that much, and this is the way they've done it for centuries. I've never seen anything like that before. That was pretty wild.
While Andrew is out in the countryside having fun, we are here in the hot kitchen because we got serious business to do. So remember a few days ago when we were cooking the buttock, we were putting all the stones inside of an animal, and that was our animal skin pressure cooker. All right, look at the steam pouring out now, coming out of both ends. Well, now we're doing the steel version of that. This is a Soviet era milk jug. The only issue is it's not like a real pressure cooker that has like the little release. So if you put in too much heat, too much water, too much food, it could blow up. This seems like a bad idea.
Food preparation is underway. The mutton is cut into pieces, leaving the bones attached.
I am the meat boy. He saw me, he goes, this guy knows how to handle his meat. He's not wrong. So right here we have a tray full of mutton. Back here we have vegetables. And then he has the hot rocks inside the hopper here. They're ready to go. We're gonna put everything in now. You ready? That was my name in high school.
Wow.
Thank you. This part is the easy part. We're supposed to put the big pieces of meat on the bottom, but there's no heat, there's no stones, there's no steam, so it's no big deal.
Now, stop.
I've got salt here. Good.
Right now I'm just continuing to help with the butchery. They're doing everything they can to preserve the skin for other purposes. This is a surreal feeling. He's barely used that knife at all just to make that initial incision. This guy's pretty hectic. Definitely a bit of a badass just skinning with only his hands.
Hot stone.
Oh, now it's about to get crazy. Gives it a little bit of a blow. The sizzling has begun. So I need to close this every time we're in between stones. It's important to trap the heat from the rocks inside. As soon as they come out of the fire, they want to start cooling down. You can't let them. This is going to be cooking our meat, but it's also going to be flavoring our meat too.
Now meat.
Okay, meat. More meat going in.
Oh, and he's just slowly separating all these organs, the heart, the lungs, all with his hands. I've been told the main reason that I'm here to keep this animal on its back whilst all this is happening. There's this Mongolian belief that you don't want any of the blood of the animal to touch the earth, even after it's been slaughtered. And now finally, he's scooped out some of the remaining blood.
In true nomadic fashion, nothing here is wasted. The head, trotters, blood, every organ will be carefully preserved for other dishes. But the ribs, legs, and other meat is sectioned up and brought for the making of KHORKHOG.
It's pretty graphic. I hope Sonny's having as much fun as I am.
Now the vegetables go in. We've got potatoes, carrots, cabbage, onion. Putting in some water right now. This thing is steaming up like mad. How long does it take the mutton to cook?
40 minutes.
That's pretty quick. We're gonna put this cloth here. That will release a little bit of pressure, but it's also gonna help seal it. Now we put this on top of here. Oh, that's not that heavy. I can do that. How do you know when it's finished?
Smell
Do you need to open it and smell it, or you can just smell it like this?
like this. And hearing,
Does it speak to you? What do the words nadam actually mean?
Root of the natam is nat, means like play. So natam is like games. We translate it into English as festivals.
I heard it was specifically manly games.
Yeah, we have these three manly sports. We call it horse racing, archery, and wrestling.
Are women allowed to participate?
Archery, there's women, but not in the wrestling.
What is it about nadam that makes where people are so compelled to watch these ancient sports?
Actually, keeps the tradition going. As far as we found the evidence that 2,000 years ago we were celebrating Natam Festival.
While the KHORKHOG is being cooked, I aim to be far from this explosive meal. Andrew and I are heading east to the center of Ulaanbaatar.
We saw the horse race already, but the real Nadam Festival, it is in and around the stadium of this city. Soon, they're gonna have the opening ceremony. If I don't crash this vehicle, we're gonna make it there and we're gonna see some of this epic wrestling.
These are some big dudes, Sonny. It's definitely the kind of body you can only achieve with copious amounts of dairy.
So much milk.
Milk on cheese.
Half the city, plus people from surrounding regions, have descended here for the opening ceremony. It starts with an anthem. Song, dance, and a parade. Wherever you find massive crowds like this, you'll find food. Kebabs, ice cream, fried rice, and even this. There's horse meat, fermented horse milk, and KHORKHOG trolleying around in search of hungry patrons. Just outside the stadium, the archery event has begun and the women are up first. Inside, a sport that still remains the domain of men only. Mongolian wrestling. No weight classes, no time limits. Just get your opponent on the ground in any way possible and soar like an eagle. After working up a nice sweat on the field, you'll want to try this. The king of all Natam foods, and the only dish you could consider a true street food.
Ma'am, hello.
Hello.
We are outside. It is scorching hot here in July. And right here, we have a treat. And how long have you been making it?
Past with
She's been making it for 16 years.
My gosh, that's a long time.
This beloved Mongolian street snack only makes an appearance once per year. It starts with a wheat flour dough as a wrapper. Then there's the filling. Minced mutton, salt, black pepper, and onion. Seal it shut and deep fry until it's crispy and golden brown.
Let's try this out. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Super like fried dough on the outside. It almost like a fried gyoza, but thicker.
This is lamb. Can you make this out of other meats?
Of course, we make KHOUSHUUR out of every animal.
You can get horseshaw.
Yeah.
When you bite into this, you feel the meat kind of explode out. It is very flavorful, but the seasonings are simple, just salt and pepper. It's very delicious. I'm very impressed. She has a quiet confidence. Yeah, I know. That's why I've been in business for 16 years. I know what I'm doing. How long have you lived in Ulaanbaatar?
About 20 years.
What do you think separates this place from the rest of Mongolia?
UB is like a hub of everything. So as a business-wise, it's a really good city.
Ulaanbaatar, or UB for short, is one of the fastest modernizing cities on the planet. In stark contrast to the countryside, here you'll find modern shopping malls, art galleries, international restaurants. Heck, they even have a Pizza Hut and a KFC. Mongolia and this city are not really destinations for street food. I'd blame it on the long, harsh winters. The closest you'll get to street food is what we're eating now, something only available from vendors like this a few days out of the year.
These are great. How many of these is she going to sell over this festival?
They sell about 20,000 to 30,000 pieces. a day.
Yikes. Wow.
Usually the first day is the busiest of all.
Perhaps the scarcity of this food is what makes it so popular when it finally appears each summer, just like the KHORKHOG. Back at the horse track, Utsi and his Soviet milk cans are still in one piece. No explosions for today.
It is evening time. Nadam is done for today. Horses have gone home, kids have gone home, parents have gone home. But we do have one thing left for today, and that is the treasured KHORKHOG. I'm sure you sold a load of this today. This food, have you ever seen it explode?
Not yet.
That sounds optimistic to me. He didn't say no, he said, not yet. But one day.
It is because
Stone is good for health.
Oh, you really get it all over. I mean, this is caked with mutton grease. You can see that the meat has been essentially pressure cooked, and it doesn't take a super long time. This has been about an hour for this meat in particular.
Pretty impressive, I've got to admit.
These are mashed potatoes. Let's try it out. That is a perfectly mashed potato, perfectly soft. This looks like a leg or, well, yeah, a leg. I was gonna say, or an arm.
For me, it's way less mutton though.
It's nice. It's actually, the meat has kind of broken down a bit in a short time. It tastes like a mutton roast.
For sure, the pressure cookers help. It's like far more tender, to be honest, even than this morning.
Is there a part that you like the most?
Yes.
The
ribs.
he likes the part where it grilled with the stone, you know.
This is so tasty.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
I never even thought about that. There are certain distinct portions that look like they've been seared, and that's exactly where the stone was hitting it. Oh, that's cool. Man, you guys love meat. It is wild.
It's basically the carnivore diet.
The only thing stopping us to eat more is summer.
Right, so that's when you usually take more of a break. It seems that everywhere in the countryside, folks are eating stuff like this. But this is like a really big city, a city of over 1 million people. As I've walked around, I see there are a lot more dining options, and options that are more, I would say, just complex or varied than what you find in the countryside. You go to the city, suddenly you see Pizza Hut, KFC, but beyond that, you're seeing Chinese food, you're seeing food from different nations around the world. And so, what do you crave more? I mean, do you crave just the straightforward simplicity of a lot of the Mongolian dishes, or have Mongolian people gotten more into international cuisines?
За, юу байгаа хаа? Нөгөө тэр бусад орны хоолыг бол манайхан.
He said, we're just curious to taste different food, but we like this.
So, it's okay to go out, try something new, experience it, but people always come back home no matter what. At the end of the day, there's always that food that's familiar, that they grew up with, that's still in their heart from their childhoods.
Exactly.
Best Ever Food Review Show is a small team of independent creators, and everything we do here works because of you guys. Click the link in our description to join our Patreon and receive exclusive benefits. A peace.
It's usually really hot, but it's been...
Cool down a little.
Pretend it's hot.
Okay. So we have to do this, you know?
Yeah.
It's really hot, you know?
Yeah. Oh, what do you call the sheep butt fat?
Sur.
Sur flavor. Can you taste the sur?
Not really.
I do have a very sophisticated palate. Once a year, this time of year, they do this.
This?
Oh, are you playing like you don't know, or are you joining me with the facts?
I'll join you with the facts.
All right.
That's right.
I got this vodka from some guy in the parking lot. Can we try it out?
Really?
Yeah. Is that non-traditional? Wait, am I the oldest? How old are you?
47.
47?
Yes.
No.
This guy looks great.
He said 37.
37?
Yes.
Oh, 37. Oh, you still look pretty good. What month?
September.
Oh, you're 1 month. Wait. Oh, I'm August.
You're
you're August.
you're young.
Ah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Older. Than
Older.
Yeah, I'm older. All right,
You're
got it.
older.
We're all good at math. All right, cheers. I like going to different countries and introducing them to my culture, the culture of an alcoholic. Guys, that is the end of the video. I want to say a huge thank you to Jatka and Eva. They are both from the channel KHORKHOG on YouTube, making videos about cuisine and culture here in Mongolia. Go check it out, give them a subscribe, and also, if you plan on traveling or touring this country, reach out to these guys as well. The link to their website is in the description down below. Guys, thank you so much.
pleasure.
Guys, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. All right. KHORKHOG. KHORKHOG. Am I saying enough?
Yes.
KHORKHOG.